select the tail, press G in the keyboard and press Control, and then bring it down horizontally and keep it just 1 unit away from the source. Then either we can extrude or we can just subdivide. I choose to extrude it so that no I can decide this grid, where this grid means this one. So this is one grid, this is one grid. So these are grid points. So on this I can snap it. So that is why I am not going for automation, that is subdividing it by just by pressing the subdivide it will add up by itself. So instead of that I am myself adding manually so that I can place it. I'm pressing E in the keyboard and then Control and snapping it on the next grid point. Again doing the same thing. Repeat, repeat. Right. That is, when we want to snap these bones on the grid points, then we should switch on this snap, absolute grid snap in the snap menu. Only then it will snap on the grid point correctly. Otherwise it may snap on the in between grid points like point 1, point 2, like that. So we want to snap on the main points where there are, that is, it should be like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, not like 1.1, 1.15, 2.3, no, not like that. 3.0, 4.0, like that it should get snapped next to next. Right now, let me zoom it and then press B and then one more. Yeah, it is enough. These many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bones are there. Now I am going to add a curve. So let me go to uh, curve Bezier and then go to top view, scale, and then scale it to 0 and use the move option to move it like this, and then if you want we can hide the armature so that it can be seen clearly. Right. Okay, we should make sure that the end of this curve, that is the starting point of the curve, should is on the origin world space 3D space origin. Yeah, it is there on the origin. When we hide this floor, grid, everything, we can see that. See, exactly the yellow line is starting from the origin. Alright. So okay, fine. Now switch on the grid floor also. Right. Now I'm going to make it linear. That is by going to curve, select set spline type poly, so that I will see only the points, not the handle. Tangent handle I don't have to see. This only for this arrangement is only for uh, adding the points. Till we add the points to the till the end of the bones. Uh, for that I am making this. I am selecting all the points and then I went to curve, set spline type to poly. Yeah, because it won't be having tangent handles or handles, because I can see clearly these are the only main points I'll be seeing. If I switch on, if I make it busier, see what is happening. I'll just select this vertex and then go to curve and make it busier. See, it is showing the tangent handle also. The problem with the tangent handle is it is looking like vertex point only. Both sides are looking like vertex. So we are not knowing which one is vertex point, which one is tangent handle point, which one is handle point, and which one is vertex point. So we need to see only the vertex point. So we are now making it poly with the three types of splines are there: poly curve or polyspline, Bezier spline, nerve spline. Poly in the polyspline there won't be handles. In Bezier and nerves there will be handles. So for now I am choosing this polyspline. Now let me extrude and keep it. I think now we can armature we can duplicate. See, there is no confusion now. There are no handles or that hiding, making us search which one is handle point, which one is vertex point. Now I can easily snap on the bone articulation point. I am pressing Control again and then snapping and again pressing E and duplicating. That is extruding. Right. So now all we have filled the bones with the points. Right, these are enough for us. Now, um, what we are going to do is uh, let's name this curve just a curve or curve curve stretch. That is without bones. We will do this. We use this for without bones. So this is very simple actually and very effective. This option in Blender, yeah. So and then this is bone. Right now, we can hide this bone for now. Let me take a cylinder and directly add this. Let me add. Let us rotate here only in the settings on the left side. The settings appears. Rotate 90 degrees and then Z 90 and radius 0.1 or something. Okay, radius 1.15. Then depth should be this should be 8.2, 8.3. Now let's move it little more needed. 8.5 should be okay. No, 8.75. Yeah, 8.8. Right. Now let's move to front viewport. Press dot. Okay, still it's not placed correctly. Okay, let's make select the end of the cylinder and move it manually and place it to make it reach the end of the curve. I think this is the point. Right. Now I'm going to add some cuts in between. And first make it shade smooth and then go shade smooth by angle and then go to edit mode and add cuts. So 45 or something I'm adding. Then now let me just name this as hope or something. Now we are going to um, like bind this object, this mesh with the curve. That option also we have. Yesterday we saw this binding the mesh with the skeletons or bones. Today we are seeing this binding the mesh with the curve. This is a nice option actually. See, I am selecting this mesh first and then selecting the curve stretch second, and then control P, uh, curve deform. The position may change sometimes. The cylinder may rotate or something may happen. We have to again we have to rotate it or something. We have to rectify it. Now we are seeing that when I selected the mesh, and then finally if I when I select the curve, and also I am doing this control P, then it will show this curve deform also. Otherwise, see, if I select the curve first and then rope second, control P, it won't show this curve deform. That's why Blender is context based. So on what we are selecting, based on that it will show the option. It won't always show all the options like that, it won't show. Like Maya it won't show. It will based on the context it will show. So till then the options will be hidden. People will be wondering if they do this selection order wrongly. That is, in this case, if they select the curve first and then mesh second, what will happen? They will, and then they will press Control P. In that small mistake, they will try. They will feel that they will be wondering why this curve deform tool is not showing up. Yeah, so it is in Blender. It's all not in the menu somewhere. Everything is in the menu, and also shortcut is there parallelly. No, not like that. It is context based. That is by when the selection order is right, when you are in the right mode and right module or chapter layout module or sculpting like that, then particular option appears. Otherwise, it won't appear. So it is like that. So many tools are there in Blender like this hidden. Only at the press of some particular key in the keyboard, in the particular mode, in the particular module, it will show up. Yeah. So it's not always available in all the menus. Like it won't be like that. In Maya, it is so. So that's why Blender, for Blender, someone is needed. Right. So to instruct. So now I am selecting the row, that is mesh, and then selecting the curve. Finally selecting the curve. Right. Now I am pressing Control P. It is showing the curve deform. Now, so this is expected only. It is somewhere. It is flying. So let's do one thing. Let's try this one. That is Control. I have undone it. I did the undo. Now I'm selecting the mesh and then applying all transforms. Let's apply this curve also all transforms. Now let's see. Uh, Select the mesh and then yeah, now it is okay. So after applying all transforms, it is okay. Sometimes even after applying all transforms, it will make some, it will show up like this. At the time it may move little away from the curve. This mesh may move, place itself away from the curve. We have to manually place the object on the curve and then start animation. We don't have to worry or panic. So in this case, we just after applying all transforms, the object is still on the curve only. It has not moved away from the curve, so no problem. Right. Now I am going to edit. I am selecting the curve object and then going to edit mode. Now let me just move it and see. See, the object is bound by the curve. Now I am selecting all the points and then going to apply, make it Bezier. Yeah. Now we can play with that. Like, yeah. So after, even after making it Bezier, still that poly curves or poly splines property is still there. It is showing up sharp. See how sharp it is. So for that, what we should do? So for example, I am showing. I am pressing B. Yesterday I told you that I am pressing B in the keyboard and then making it automatic. See, now it has become automatic. Now I will do this automatic for all the points. I'll press B and then automatic. Now I can just do it. So when I do this, see what is happening is this volume is still getting maintained. That is, it is, I am actually stretching the curve actually. See the length of the curve when I move a point in that same curve, the length of the curve is not modified, it is not changed. See, length is still the same. So curve's volume is going, curve is going out of the volume just by moving the points. But object is not following that, not able to cope up with this length. So what we should do is we should instruct the curve that you stretch the object also like that. So what I am going to do, I am selecting the curve and going into object data property, that is curve properties. We can see that curve icon here, and then go, yeah, and then go into shape column. There you will see the stretch. Check that stretch tool, and then check this bounce clamp also. Clamp, it will clamp at the bounds wherever it is, the boundaries. So that also I am switching it, then it will be all right. Now I am select, the curve is already selected. I will go into edit mode and then move it. See, now the object is also stretching along with the curve. You can see in the wireframe mode. If I just show it in wireframe, switch on it, see the lines between are stretching also. See, the distance, all that are stretching. But only one thing is, we should add more points for this cylinder. That is this uh, this side points, this side, or let me say it is like V V direction. This is U means X. Okay, UV we call it. No, U means X and V means Y. Uh, so UV, V in the V, or in the longitude, I think. So in that direction we have to add more points, more cuts, loop cuts. So then it will be okay. Right now, so this is one type of deformation, and we can give this a wave also. Like I can go to, I have selected the curve stretch curve. See, it has the, once I applied this control P, this object is inside the curve now. It is not separate. Yeah. So this, what we have, what this has done is, this tool, this curve, this this curve option has done is, curve deform tool has done is, it is taking into, the curve is taking the mesh into its shelter, and then it is deforming also. Generally, if you do this normal regular parent child relationship, if you make a mesh parent of a curve, it will not stretch and all. It will just wherever the curve is going, the mesh also will go. If I am rotating the curve, mesh will rotate. If I scale the curve, mesh will scale up. That's all. But the points also, that is when I like when I select a point, vertex point, and then move it, the object or geometry is also changed. So that is a speciality with the curve deform tool. Right. Now, now we are going to apply this curves a wave. So let's go into add modifier and then deform. Curve is a, that is wave is a kind of deforming. That is, it will change the shape. It's going to do some changes in the shape. So they are under the deform menu, like yeah, smoothing, beveling, all these things are deformed. Okay, only beveling is inside the generate, but smoothing is inside the deform mode. Now I'm going to apply the wave. This wave, see, it is showing only the curves. That curve is getting affected, not the object. That is because in all the modifiers you will see this option, these on the top node, you will see these four options, these four icons, that we have to switch on them. Only then it will show. See, now it is showing. Yeah. So let's switch on this along normals, and then sorry. Now if I just play it, no, see, it is playing. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it will be useful. This I in Maya, it'll let us see. If you see, this is the problem with the softwares. This, see, fall off means amplitude, height means altitude, width means wavelength. So amplitude means if I increase the amplitude, no, the wave it's get magnified. The it becomes more very strong wave. And when it altitude is height, and width is wavelength. Wavelength from here to here, from this point to this point is a wavelength. This is a wavelength. So like that. So this name changing, no, it takes time for us to figure out. Okay, what they mean by this fall of height, width, and all like that. If I change the narrowness, it will become more like see, it becomes very fast like that. So we should keep the narrowness like point 0.4 or something, or point 0.8 maximum. Below the 1 we should keep it, then it will be a little smoother. Then one more thing is, we have this starting position. If you see where from the wave is emanating, that also is it. If I just move this, that is change the values in the y or x, you see that it will also change. So uh, I want to start the wave from here. So it is starting from here. So, sorry, here it is starting from here. This end it is starting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can place that starting point. In Maya, it will be very clear. There will be an icon. We can just move the icon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But here that icon is not there. In Maya, it is actually these deformers are nice in Maya. Actually, yeah, yeah. It's very handy. I don't have to go to every value and do it. For some features, we can add in values, but other features I can place the apart from this mesh and curve, no, it will wave icon will be created. I can just move that icon. Object will be there only. I can just move that icon, and there it will show its extrusion. There it will show its rise and fall and animation only. So it will be nice actually, but here that icon is not, that is missing. Right. So this wave kind of thing where I was using is for one movie. Our Priyamani, Kerala girl. She was yeah, yeah, yeah. She was acting in many Kannada movies. She used to act. So in for that yeah, yeah. She does Bollywood also. In the recent 370 article also she acted nice. So she acted in one Kannada movie. In that she comes as a ghost. So yeah, yeah. So for that, that is, she will. I didn't do her model and all. The ghost will be like as usual, white, fully like Casper, like kind of thing they wanted. So it was like it will be having a tail. So for that tail, no, I was applying this one. When it is talking something in Kannada to it is delivering a dialogue with the hero or someone. So at the time it is halting, it is just floating on the air, and then it is talking. So at that time it should not be static. So just its hands and the head, body, torso and all were moving little. At the same time tail will be like waving like this, keep on slowly waving. So that the rigger, the animator who was also a Malayali, he was a team. I was not doing the animation, I just gave the rigging I did and then gave it. So animator team was in Hyderabad. They did this Maki movie, no, this Rajamouli's movies in that Makki in Hindi and Tamil and all it goes. Yeah, yeah. That movie, they only did that movie. So those animators team, no, he is the headed by Malayali only. So he was like, yeah, yeah. He said, oh, thanks very much to me. He was saying because you made it very easy. Otherwise, they have to apply dynamics. That is, whenever the body is moving, it will like wave. Zing, 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 zing. Zing, zing, zing. Like that, the rhythm of action will settle in the end. But it should keep on waving. So it will become the dynamics is bit rendering simulation, they call it. That is, when we apply cloth, no, how it is like at that time it will be, once the object falls on the table, no, it will settle in some time. It won't be always permanently, it won't be keep on waving and all. The cloth won't have, only when the object is moving it will have some disturbance in the mesh. Something, the cloth will be have some disturbance in the show, and the disturbance will is bound to settle also. In some 100 frames, no, it will come down and it will become silent. But this tail should not be silent, so it should keep on way. So I, when I applied this rig and I gave them, it was, they were very happy. They felt I saved so much of animation, they don't have to focus on the tail like that. So I felt okay, okay, this is a very effective tool. It seems like that because I didn't use this tool much in Maya. I'm saying, so here also this tool is available. So in some cases we can use this tool. It's no, no. This is not dynamics. It's like dynamic means it is like by force something. If I, that is, a cloth is there. When I blow wind on that cloth, it is moving. Ah, yeah. When I stop blowing on that, it will stop. Yeah, that is dynamics. But when it comes to kinematics, no, you yourself are doing it. That is, yeah, yeah. You are. It won't move by. That is by any force. The force is not there. Yeah, if I blow, that is if I. That is the cloth. What happened? Cloth. Tablecloth, yeah, when it is just, when it met with the tabletop, the hard surface, it stopped. But when I move the grid without applying any cloth or any simulation, no, when I move that grid, that object, plain object on the tabletop, no, it will just go penetrate inside the table. So whatever I do, it will just take it. That's all. But dynamics means it will know, okay, okay, there is a object, I should collide with that. I'm not supposed to penetrate through that. And when it, once the tabletop comes, I should little wave here and there, then I should settle, not keep on waving. That is a dynamic. It is that is the nature of dynamics. So that, like that. So this wave is like whenever we want, we can keep on yeah, yeah. We can increase it based on these parameters. It will work. That's all. If I keep from, yeah, what, yeah, 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 for that also we can apply. Yeah, yeah. For anything we can apply this. I can just for a plane, no, I can just add more points should be there. That is the only thing. I should go to just subdivide and add more points, like some 100 or even more than that, but the machine won't be able to take it. So for this I just go to deform and then and increase height or something and width. See, it is showing that wave. Yeah, yeah. This narrowness, all these little we have to adjust these things. And so in Maya, what I told you is I can. I will have a icon here. Maybe I will show you maybe in the Maya. If you are going to attend Maya session, also I will show you that. See, it will have an icon. I can scale that icon instead of going here and changing the things. So that is where it was easy actually. Now, if I just shift left arrow mark and then play it, it will be very fast. Yeah. So I have to reduce the narrowness so that it becomes smooth. Okay, let me increase the width a little. So like this, if we apply, keep on, we have to play with these parameters to get the right values here and there. We have to, but this is the basic. That is, fall off is amplitude, height. There is altitude, and the wavelength. And narrowness is how much fast it should be. If I increase too much, it will be fast. Yeah. And also we have speed, uh, like yeah, speed is there. That also we can increase. I think damping, all these things are there. Now we are going to do this kind of, that is a curve binding a mesh we saw. It's very easy that we just selected the object and then finally the curve, and then control P, we chose curve deform, and we did it, and we had to select the curve and switch the in the shape column in the object data properties, the stretch and bound column we had to switch on, check. Yeah, yeah. Then now we are going to see one more deformation tool, which is, that is maybe in the last. Finally, I will show the IK spline what yesterday I showed you. Before that, I will show one more thing. Let me add a cylinder again and go to, or the same cylinder I can take. I think I will just select this object and then Shift D, duplicate. In Blender, when we duplicate an object, no, we have to delete the, it will get duplicated with, along with the master also. It will be still bound. The duplicated one will be thinking he is free from the curve or whatever was binding him, is binding him. So we have to deliberately, we have to select it and then go to modifiers, close it. All the links should be closed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that we have to do. We have to just check in other properties. See, if you select this object and go to modifiers, this stretch is there because this curve is binding this mesh. Yeah, this mesh should be bound, but this mesh should not be bound by any, because I am going to bind this mesh with some other tools, some other objects like skeleton or another lattice. This time in this case it is lattice. So we have to select this shift duplicated one and then go to modifiers and close the existing modifier whatever, and we have to cancel that. But now I am going to add lattice. Did I don't know whether I told you about this lattice. I don't know. Ah, yeah, we saw that. Okay, anyway, I'll show you that. So I'll go to this. This lattice can be used for modeling as well as animation. That is where it's very useful. Yeah. That is, we see so many vertices are there, so many lines are there. So what will happen is we cannot like see how we had to move this object using a less number of vertices curve, a curve that has very less number of vertices. When I just move this one point, all the others are also moving in proportion. That is, whichever is nearest, that is, whichever points vertices in the cylinder are nearest to this vertex point in the curve are moving, are coming to the following the point very closely. Others are like little gradually in proportion they are moving. So this is the effect we want. See, otherwise no, if I want to bring this kind of movement, sorry, this kind of shape, how difficult it will be if I select this cylinder no, and then go into edit mode and select this, and then same kind of shape will I be able to bring? No, that parabolic kind of shape no, it's very difficult. So it's how, see how it is so tedious job and it won't come all nice also. So same shape how easily I'm getting with the, while just by binding the mesh with the curve. So just by binding with the curve I'm getting the same shape so easily. So here also same case. So I'm going to this object and going to add lattice. Add lattice. Right. Let me go place it on the cylinder and then scale it down, and let's scale it in x-axis like this. In this case no, we can use a nice option. See, when I scale it no, it is going this way no, on the left side you see, this side. So I will do one thing. See, what I will do is I will go to this transform pivot point and going to choose this 3D cursor. See, immediately this pivot point or handle axle move option handle, the scale option handle will fly off somewhere. It won't show here. So it is here actually. So now if I scale it, no, see what is happening. From this point it will scale actually. So that is the advantage. See, if I scale it from transform individual origins, it is scaling both the sides. But from 3D cursor when I scale it, like this I can scale it. So let me now change it to individual origins and then place it. Right. So the lattice should cover, should the cylinder should sit nicely inside this lattice. In such a way, the lattice should be scaled and kept. So now, yeah, the object is nicely inside the lattice. Right. Now when the lattice is looking like a mere cube, but if you see in the outliner it will show not like a normal cubes icon and all. It will show up like lattice, a different kind of symbol is shown. And here also in the properties it will show, in the data properties you can see the lattice symbol is there. Here in the lattice go to object data properties for the lattice, and then you will see this lattice resolution UV right? UV means X, Y, Z. W means Z. Okay. For some reasons they are not sure, like naming it as XYZ. Instead of that, they are just naming it as UVW. But in Maya, if you see XYZ only, it will be shown. Right. Now I'm going to increase the U. This many we need not increase, because if I increase this much and there is, I won't get this curvature and control. So I will just add only 3, that is this end and this end and this end, or one more we can, that is, yeah, 5 we can add. Right now, okay, fine. Now if I just move this lattice, nothing is happening. This object is separate. They are behaving as if they both are not at all like husband and wife. They are not couple. So now this lattice is going to become a husband and going to control this wife who is a mesh. Now I will select this object and then go to modifier. I'm selecting the wife and going to modifier and deform lattice. So we have to tell the software that who is the husband for this mesh. So lattice is the one who is going to control that. He is the lattice is the driver. This object is the driven. Like now we have to specify again who is the driver. Now I will select the lattice and then select any point or some four group of points and then move it. See, now the object is driven. Yeah. Now if I want to animate and all, no, what I can do. See, that is in object mode. When I move it, the object the when I move the lattice, the object is not moving. Why? We have to make them parent. We have to bring like empty or something circle. Let me take a circle and then snap it on the here, like this and snap it. Now I'm going to make the um, this circle a parent. So both of them will be under this circle. Control P object. Now when I move the circle, entire thing will move. If I scale it also, it will scale up. This I told you, so like that is when you suppose when you are rigging and giving this kind of thing to someone, no, they will want to place this object somewhere. Like for example, no, you would have seen in movies and all, they walk on the pipe and all, plastic pipe or something. It will have little dent will form. That is little. It will. There will be a, it will become low little wherever they are walking. No, the weight is there on the burden is there on the pipe, the plastic pipe. It will become dent a bit. So building to building, it is put, and then it is someone is walking. Means that kind of animation someone is doing, for example. Then you will have to give it with this lattice kind of rigging only, so that whenever wherever the character is walking, after doing the character animation on the pipe, this plastic pipe, this cylindrical pipe, they will start animating this one, this lattice pipe. No, they want to animate wherever the character is walking. There it will little dent you will do. Then it will come up like this recoil, resilience we call it. No? Then again, yeah, then again he will, when the character is coming here, it will again form a dent. So at that time it should have controls, each four vertices, this 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 one. All these should have, each one, each group should have a control. So that we are going to make. Before that he has to place this object, no, between the buildings, who someone has modeled the buildings, and between that they have to place it. So for that you are giving this control, this circle control from the empty, and making these lattice and object together, and then finally select this circle and then parenting it, and then so that he can place it anywhere in the scene, in the building or whatever, wherever, and he can scale also, rotate also, all that. So that facility you are giving, for that only we are parenting. So right, uh, now after suppose this is here, one building is there, here on the left side one building, here one building is there, like this. Then now you will start, you will need a controls for these lines. So how to make a control? Yesterday we told, I told you. Same thing. From here, let's start from here. One, here, selected all the vertices in the, or let me call it lattice points. So I have selected all the lattice points and then control H, hook to new object. Okay. Yeah. Same thing here also. We should do the same. Hook to new object. Right. So this should be, let's make this all this together. We can make it a cube, like show up like cube. Display we can just change it. How, in multi, yeah, in multi, yeah. So I have selected all the controls in multiple. I have selected all the controls. Now, if you want to change the, if I select, if I go to this, select these controls and then go to data properties of this empty, and want to change it all of them at the same at single shot to cube or sphere or something. So when I do that, see what is happening. Only one is getting changed. Why? Whichever is in active selection, that is getting changed. So in Blender, for everything we have to press Alt. That is wherever you are going to do in multiple. Wherever you want to apply the values in multiple. At that time we have to press the Alt and then go to this display as and then choose the cube. Now you see, at a time all are becoming cube. Now again press Alt and change the size here, all will get changed. If I don't press Alt and then change it, see, only active selection is getting affected. So I have to press Alt and then change. Right. Now I can move it and animate it, all that I can do. So this is one another type is called lattice deformation. So we saw yesterday bone deformation. This is then curve deformation. Yeah, this is lattice deformation. This also you can animate it. This you can see this. We have to make all these guys also parent. Yeah. Now I can move it anywhere, scale it, and all that. Yeah. Now the next one is like yeah. That is, we have a very nice tool in Blender. It's called. You would have tried. I think I don't know whether is it's very fancy, no. So people generally like it. It's called bendy bones. So using bendy bones also you can do nice things like. Yeah, bendy bones. Like generally, if you see Mask movie, no, Mask, a old movie, it is still an inspiration for everyone. Hollywood movie, Hollywood movie. So in that, if you see yeah, he will be dancing. The hero's name I forgot. It's nice Jim Carrey. Yeah. So when he is dancing, no, his bones also will bend. Bones generally don't doesn't bend more, but it bends or it bends all that they show it. So like that kind of effect. That is, bone can also have a flexibility. A single bone, I'm saying, a single unit of bone can can have a flexibility like how a rubber uh, cube or something is having. So same way here also we can bring it. That feature they have implemented into this Blender's armature bone properties. Now, for that we have to have a pratyekam or one object like a spring or something. Let's add a cube. Select the face, go to front orthographic, is okay. Now I'm going to add in betweens like cuts and all, mini cuts. Is okay actually. Now we are going to select it. For some selections we have nice options, but for this selection we have to do it manually. This one will be good. So now we are going to duplicate this, that is extrude this, and like this we are going to do. Fine. Now let's add this mesh is not needed, display of mesh geometry. Let's add some bevel for this, and I am going to add the bevel in the modifier only. I will select the object and then go to add modifier, bevel. So now we can see some bevel here. We can make it shade smooth by angle, and then increase the segments here. We have a nice smoothness on 1.5 or something. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's bring a bone. I'm going to add armature single bone. The bone is somewhere in the near the origin. I'll bring it near this object, place it at the center, and then go to edit mode, press G and select the tail. Go to edit mode. Go to edit mode and select the tail of the bone, and then press G and then control. You have to switch on this increment and absolute grid snap, and then like this you have to do right. So here there should be a bone, right? Yeah, yeah. Now we can switch off. Right. Now from here the stretch is going to happen. I am pressing E and then pressing GX, and straight it is moving, and then till here and adding. Again press E, X, and then a little bit till here. Okay, fine. Now this guy is going to get separated. Control Alt P, sorry, not Control Alt P, clear parent. Fine. Now uh, this guy also will get separated. Alt P, uh, disconnect bone. Right. So see, I can move this separately like this. But here there is keep offset. I told you yesterday that the bone will be having two types of parent-child relationship or connection, yeah, with its parent or with its parent. So when I select the child, whichever I want to make whichever bone I want to make a child of another bone, and I'm going by the selection order. So select first the child and then select parent, then control P. It will show both two options: keep offset and connected. This connected is physically getting connected, where when I do that, I when I move it, see the physical connection also is appearing. But when I do this That is when I choose keep offset. When I choose keep offset, you see what is happening. The bone comes separately, but it will show with the dotted lines that there is still someone is there for me as a parent. The dotted lines are showing up. Though he is saying, this guy is saying, though I'm not connected physically to my parent, I'm still following it. I'm still by offset wise, I'm still connected with him, with my parent. Like that it is. So, so two types of connections are there. One is physical connection and another is offset connection. So here, if you see, I have completely taken this guy out. He is completely out of this hierarchy, bone hierarchy. So this is how the chemistry should be between these bones. Now let me name this guy first bone as uh, control one, or yeah, control one underscore start. This bone I am selecting and then pressing F2 and then control to N. So this guy will be named as in between or flexi bone like that. Yeah, right. So this guy in the middle will be is the one who is going to be bound with the object. That is, he will. That is, this mesh is going to be bound by the this bone only. This particular bone. This particular bone, not this bone or this bone. These bones, this control bone, this one and the last one will be controlling this middle bone, not the object. Directly it won't control the object. So this bone and this mesh has connection. That is binding connection. So let me go to uh, go to object mode and then select the bones and go to edit mode. See, now the bone is going to be changed, the bone quality is going to be changed. I will go to yesterday I told you that bones, when we select, it will show at least, it will show 4 properties in the properties editor. They are occupying more number of settings in the properties editor. When I select this bone, it is showing object properties and armature properties and then bone properties, and if I go to pose mode, it will show one more thing, bone constraint properties. So 4 properties are there for a bone. So when I go to edit mode, it won't show the bone constraint properties, it will show till the bone properties. That's it. Now inside the bone properties you will find this bendy bones option. Now I have selected this in between bone, and inside the bone properties settings, I can find this bendy bones column. There I'm going to increase it, but it is still not showing any changes. Why? Because we have to change one thing in the armature properties, where in the view display I have to change it to B bone. B bone means bendy bone. So I'll change it to bendy bone. See, now the entire bone system has changed like this. It is showing up like some cubical rectangular kind of bone. It is showing up with many cuts inside it. So now I'll go back to the bone properties and I can increase a segment under the bone segments column. I can increase or decrease all that. I'm choosing some 20 or something or even more. See how many ridges are there in the object, that many I can add, I feel. So yeah, 26 should be okay. Fine. Now this uh, start and end bone, I can actually scale them. See, I have selected this bone and then this bone, start and end bone, and pressing alt, that is I am in multiple selection now. Two bones are at least selected, start and end bones. Now I'll press alt, and in the display side X and Z, and like this I'm doing, and then increasing it. So we can see some changes there. There is a change. We can have some change. Okay, these guys are controlled, so they are big. In between bones are like affecting the mesh, so they need not be so prominent and selectable. Only these controls should be selectable, so it should be bigger than other things. Like that, we can just distinguish. Right. Now, I'm going to pose, that is, we have to make one more thing. I told you that in edit mode we have to make parent-child relationships between bones. When it comes to bones, no, in edit mode we have to um, determine the decide the parent-child relationship. Who should be parent and who should be um, like a child, like that. So we were some time back we were doing this parent-child relationship, this physical connection, disconnection, offset connection, like that. All that I was explaining in the edit mode only, if you remember. So in the edit, yeah, in the edit mode only we have to do all that. So here again in the edit mode, I'm just checking whether when I move this, it is moving or not, because this guy is actually completely free from this bone, and that is why when he is moving, this control is moving, end control is moving, this bone, in between bone, is not at all affected by him, right? So but when I move this in between bone, though it is not affected, it is not showing any affection, so but still there is a dotted lines, we can see that is still connected with that mother child relationship with the parent child relationship with, yeah, though not physically connected. Now I'll go into post mode. Now I'm going to make the constraint relationships. So these constraints should be bone constraints or object constraints. I told you object constraints means, so for example, this follow path, those constraint tools are in object constraints. When you select an object and in properties editor, we can see this object constraint. When you select the bone and go into pose mode, only then you will see the bone constraint properties. So like that. So now I'm into pose mode, and I want to do the constraints. So for whom is the constraint? Who is the driver? Who is the driven? This guy is the driver. That is, he is the master. This is the slave. And what kind of state, that is, when I move this end control, what change should happen to this in between bone, in between segmented bones, in between bendy bones? So that kind of constraint we are going to apply. It's a particular constraint. See, I'm selecting this control end, and then selecting this one, or we can just select the driven only. This is a driven object, in between object, and I'm going to bone constraint properties, and then I'm choosing uh, stretch to constraint. Yeah, stretch to constraint. Now, and inside the field, the target field, I'm going to choose the armature. So many armatures are there. This is armature 001. So armature is basically a family. Okay, this is one family. Inside these, so many bones are there. Inside this one's, yeah, so it's like a family. So two families are there, two armature families are there. Which family we have to choose is this bone, which family, that family I have to choose. So this is armature 001 family. So inside that I have this control end object is there. That is the driven for this, right? Now when I choose that, it is showing some original length, all that. Let me adjust it. Right. Now I adjusted, it's like 9.5 something. Now I have to select the same bone and go to bone properties. If you see, no, now even now, if I move it, yeah, this in between bone is getting affected. But I want to it to behave like a curve. So for that, no, we have a tool for that. We have a setting for that. So I have to select the in between bone only. Again, who is the driven. So for this one, under the bendy bones column, inside the bone properties, I have to go here, start, absolute, and then custom end. That is start. Should this one should be the that is we are telling the software, we are telling this bendy uh, bone column that this guy is going to control you in your where you are starting, this guy going to control you where you are ending. Like that we are mentioning it, we are telling the bone. So I'm doing that only. So start handle absolute, absolute, not relative, absolute. So absolutely it will bind it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So now I choose the control two also. Now you see it will behave like a curve. So this is the effect we wanted. Right. Now we are going to bind the object to the bone, the mesh to the bone. I'm selecting the object and then selecting the armature 001, that is, let me name it as armature 2. Right. Now I'm selecting the mesh again and selecting the armature. So this here also this selection order. You see, we have this control P only for binding. That is for whenever there is a mesh is to be bound by either by skeleton, either by bones or by curve, we should choose this control P only. Okay, but the selection order is also there. So I should first select the mesh only and then finally select the armature. In that case, in the first case, we selected the mesh and then selected the curve finally. Here we are selecting the bones finally. So that relevant menu will show up. See, control P. When I said control P, it is showing armature automatic weights. If I select the armature first and then the mesh and say control P, it won't show the armature properties, armature weights, envelope, all that it won't show. So first mesh and then armature, control P, it will show these deform options, armature deform options. We should always choose with automatic weights. Now it is bound. Sorry, this one, it's a kind of in metallic spring action kind of things are there, no? That kind of thing. So like this we can do it like uh, so this is a nice option in the, this is another kind of deformation, bendy bones deformation existing, it's a feature inside the bone only. It is not a separate bendy bones means not a armature bendy bones, like that we don't have any separate armature tool inside the add menu. It's inside the armature tool only, it's a separate column. That feature, if you want to switch on, you have to select the bones, that is armature, go to armature properties and switch on this viewport display B bone. Otherwise, it will be like looking like this only. If it is octahedral, no, it will be like looking like this only. So we have to switch in the viewport display to B bone. So it will show up like this one. Then go to the bone properties and change the bending bone segments, increase the segments. Then we have to finally do this one. Control start one, control end one, all that we have to do. When we move it, after binding, we can move this. See, we can move it like this. So this also when I move it, see it will behave like this one. So both the sides we can move it. So those kind of spring action uh, tentacles, tentacles, no, for those things we can use this. Octopus, it can stretch, no, it will stretch its tentacles or anything. Those kind of things we can use. We were using these kind of bendy bones were not there. So in Maya we were using this only, lattice only we were using for those kind of things. Or IK spline we were using yesterday. And now I'm going to show you the IK spline. I'll draw the bones. Okay, I'll draw the curve first, or I can just duplicate the curve from here only. So I'm taking it up. I'm going to delete many of the vertices. Right. So only three vertices are there now. This is for IK spline. Now select all of them and then scale it. Now let's draw the bones. See, there is another way of creating the bone. Suppose no, you have, for example, you go to top view and um, drawing a curve and go to curve and then path and it will show up like this only, a flat curve. And I choose path, no, go to add curve and choose path. It will show up a curve like this one. Right now, what I will do is um, I will delete this and inside the edit mode I will delete and then draw a path. This already we have seen this. Suppose this is a curve. Okay. So for this one, no, if you see. Uh, Now for this one, if I want to add a same kind of skeletons, no, on this curve, sometimes we may have to add the rope may be different size and different shape will be. The modeler would have modeled the rope not straight. It will be like zigzag, all that, or it may not be rope at all. It may be something else. So in that case, no, you have to draw the bones also in the same design, curvature. With curvatures, you have to do it design. So at that time, what you can do is you can go to this add curve path, and then you can delete after adding that path. You can delete the path in the edit mode, and then draw using this freehand uh, option. Here it is there. Draw freehand spline drawing tool is there. So with that you are drawing a curve, right? Now I want to without any effort. No, see, I maybe I will have to add more number of bones. Okay, so many points are there. Each one should have a bone. Here one bone, here one bone, here one bone. So if I go on adding, no, see how long it takes. If I go to armature and single bone and bring that here. Yeah, see how difficult it will be. Like I have to snap it here. It won't snap also properly. I have to itch something or do. So this is a problem with this. So instead of that, no, what I will do, I will select this curve and then make it a object and convert to mesh. Fine. Now you see many points will be there. See so many points. We don't need this many points, so we will. There is an option called decimate. So we have the decimate. So we can use that decimate here somewhere will be there. Dissolve vertices. Okay, it is dissolving everything. Okay, so let me go to this decimate modifier only. Here you can actually decimate and subdivide and okay, it's not happening. Wait. Yeah, unsubdivide is so it is for curves we have this decimate. That is for Bezier curve, the option name is decimate. For poly curve, sorry, no, for a mesh curve. If you see, this is a mesh. It is showing like as a mesh only in here on the right side. It's not a curve, it's a mesh actually. Now for this one, when I select all the points in edit mode and right click, it will show this unsubdivide. Or here we can say, you can see that option unsubdivide. Yeah, here it is unsubdivide. So this option we have to use. Now when I did that unsubdivide, it has reduced so much. Maybe some 3 or 4 I'll put. Yeah, this much is maybe 4 I'll put. Yeah. Now these many bones I want to create. Now I'll go to modifier and then choose skin modifier. Under the generate menu we have a skin modifier. Now we see a cube is being added. This is a very for creating road and all. No, we can use this actually. See, if I just extrude this, the cube will also get extruded. So from here also I can extrude. See, in between also I can. Yeah. This kind of that is for roads and all. No, it be having different directions from like that. It will be extruding. So those kind of things we can use this actually. Uh, but here, how we are going to use it is, see, uh, I am extruding a little bit also. Yeah, fine. This side also I will extrude or move it. Yeah. Here I will just adjust the distance between, trying to equalize the distance like this. Okay, these points we don't need, so delete dissolve vertices. Right. Now I'm going to convert these as bones using the skin modifier. When I apply the skin modifier, plainly it is showing the cube only. It is for modeling, but as well as we can use it for rigging also. How we have to go to object mode and then select create armature. Now you see bones are there, but bones are sticky. It is not octahedral, so we can change it. Any this is a display type. Okay, display type bones here. We can anytime change it to from stick display as see inside the armature properties. When selecting the bone inside the armature properties, we can see this octahedral B bone, all the bones. So I'm choosing octahedral, which is the regular bones we use. Now you see we don't have to do this. it takes long time to create these bones on the curve. If it is if this bone is this curve is very easy actually. S, it is looking like inverted S in there. But when it comes to like very lengthy zigzag, all that, no, and if you have to create bones, for example, again this octopus and all, if the modeler has modeled the octopus, the tentacles not straight but with all zigzag curvatures, all that with his beautification, all that he has added, so then in that case you have to draw curve on that, and then you can make that, convert that curve to armature using this skin modifier tool. So this way also you can do. Now, uh, now we can go to our curve actually. So I'm deleting this one. So I'll go to this curve and then name this curve as curve IK spline, IK spline, curve IK spline. Right. Now it has three vertex points. They are curvature. They are not poly curve. They are Bezier curve. Right. Now I'm going to add skeletons by manually only. Hard armature, switch on the vertex here so that it will get snap. Yeah, you can see this getting snap. Now I'm choosing the tail and then making it and extending it and snapping it. Now, yeah, now I'm going to add subdivision. This some 12 or 32, 12 is okay. Okay, so you know this how to add IK spline. We have to select the bones and then let's change the name as IK spline. IK spline. Now I've selected the bone. Go to bone constraints and then sorry, go to post mode and then go to bone constraints. In that you have to choose IK, there is spline IK. Now here in the field I have to choose this curve IK spline. It will show up like this only. So we have to okay, sorry. This I have to select the end bone only for IK spline. So I have to delete this one. I have to select the end bone after adding the subdivisions for the bones, and then I have to select the end bone and then go to bone constraint in the post mode, or to go to bone constraint and choose spline IK. Now I have to choose a target who is a curve IK spline. I have named him. Now we have to add how many bones are there: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 bones are there. That's all. Now, when I uh, select the curve and then go to its um, edit mode and then move the bones, so the bones also will move. When I move the vertex of the curve, bone also will move. Now we can, same way we can create the controls. Select the point, first vertex point, and then control hook, control H, control H, hook to new object, and then again this point, this vertex point, and then control H, hook to new object, and then end also, control H, hook to new object. So three controls together I'm selecting, going into data properties and pressing Alt to change all at once to cube type of control. Yeah, it is good. Now again pressing Alt to change its size. Yeah. Now we can move this one and do this. If it is the curve is behaving like this, we have to make select all the points on the curve and then press V and then automatic. Now when I move this cube, it will behave nicely. It won't be sharp. So we saw four types of deformation. One is, yeah, one is like, I will even do the texting. I use the text for that. I'll go to add and text and for just naming sake, I'm keeping it here on the left side. Going to edit mode and changing it. Curve deformer. And next one is again duplicated here. This is what is this? This one is like lattice deformer. This one is lattice deformer. Lattice deformer. Next is B bone deformer. This is IK spline IK constraint, bone constraint. Yeah, spline IK bone constraint deformer. Right. So like this we saw today, we have seen these types of deformers. We can animate this all that we can do like this. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So like this first one is curve deformer, lattice deformer, bone deformer. So these are deforming. Apart from this, as you said yesterday, the simple deform that we saw once also there. That is simple deform in that twisting all that we can do. We can use that for modeling also. For example, like if you want to model a road kind of thing, yeah, for like a cylinder, you can hide all these things. The cylinder is there. We have to get this, take another cylinder, and we have to reduce the number of vertices first to 12 or something. That is enough. Now we have to add only the in between cuts. Control R. So many we have to add. Then let's go to top and reduce its caliber go to scale option and use this dual axis scaling. Um, this x and z we are scaling and making it thinner. Now let's go, can make it even more thinner. Now let's we did this similar thing for actually for staircase actually. So yeah, so like this we have to add, and then same thing I'm adding and keeping in the top view. I have like this, I'm keeping it. See, three metal bars like kind of thing it is looking up, looking like. Now yeah, now I will bring these guys, okay, like this in the middle. Fine. Now I am going to merge all these guys. Control J and merged. Fine. Now let me name this as row. Uh, okay, row. Press what, and then I go to modifier, add modifier, deform, simple deform. Then I'm going to just twist is there. The axis should be Z axis. So Z axis I'm choosing, and I'm adding more number of like 1000 or something. More number we have to add like this. Now this, if I move it little, adjust it. Okay, this come up, but we need more points actually. Is not enough. So like this we can actually do this rope kind of thing, for those kind of thing, and we can also apply subdivision. You can go to modifier and do the generate subdivision surface. Like this we can do. Like this we can do. So for a proper rope, we have to placement of this. That is before we are placing it. So the way we are placing should be little changed, and we have to do a little trial and error. We are placing it like this. So we have to try like this and just to do it like that. We have to try many times. Now let's try it. Generate deform, simple deform, Z 5000. Now it's okay. So we have to add more um, subdivision. So you can add even more, 10,000. Let's add and see. Oh, okay. Only 6,500 is okay. So like this we can do actually. So then it is actually, now we have to apply this. Then we can apply, and that is we can do the rigging for this one. Like this, like we have to draw bones, all that. We have to do the rigging. We can apply, that is bendy bones or anything we can apply. Even curve deformer is okay. Just drawing a curve in between, and then making this mesh bound by curve by control P, choosing curve deform, and then for that curve we can add many, that is everywhere hooks we can add control H like that. For every vertex point we can, or yeah, every vertex point we have to add hooks. Now For that curve, it should be like only 4 or 5 points. Like I'm showing you. See, I will go to add and then bezier curve, make it flat. When we create a curve, it is showing little this curvature. No, you know why they have created it like this? They can give a flat curve. No, like while giving only, they can give it a flat straight curve like this. Yeah, but we won't be able to see it. It's already a very thin curve now, so they are giving it. So every time we have to make it flat and then use it according for our object shape. So yeah, yeah, for visibility they are giving right now. So I do bezier curve, make it flat, and then let me move this point like little far. This point also far. Yeah. Now the curve is ready. Now I have to add 2 or 3 in betweens, not more than that. Yeah, subdivide. So one is added, only one is there. Now let me add, undo it and add two. Right click, subdivide here in the parameters. Here, this is. Select all of them and then press V automatic. Like this. Now I am going to name this as curve deformer DFR. Then this rope is ready, and so first select the rope and then curve and control P will show up the curve deform. Now it's flying off. It's yeah, we know that. So we have to transform all, apply all transforms and then only we have to apply this curve deform. So first I'm applying this all transforms for curve as well as object. Yeah, now let's go for the curve deformer. Select the rope and then curve, control P, curve deform. A little it is moved, so we just have to move it, place it back on the curve. This curve is here, I think. Okay. Right. So let's go into edit mode and then select all the points and create yeah, we have to do this stretching also. That is, we have to select this curve. Okay, we'll do it finally. We go into edit mode for the curve and create hook. Select this one and control hook. Select all the controls and then go to curve properties and then Um, okay, select only the controls and then go to this. This change it to cube, change all of them to size. Now when I move it, the rope is also moving. Yeah. Only thing I have to select the curve and then make it automatic. Select the curve, select all the points and then press V and automatic. And if I select it, it is nice. Only thing, the rope is not stretching to the curve. So for that what I have to do is select the curve and then um, stretch on in the object parameter object data properties for the curve and then switch on the bounce clamp also. Now it will be like you can move anywhere. So like this you can do. So these things now why we are doing it is like some very flexible animations when you want to do some small thing, no? Like a boy is like pulling something, moving or any even a small animation like balloon is flying tall and its rope should have little waving or something. At the time we can use this AZ, we can do it manually or this using this wave kind of thing we can use. They will easily simulate the wave. We don't have to do it manually the animation work. So like that whichever way we want to use. Basically what we are trying to do is everything is deformation, whether it is bone, curve or lattice, everything is deforming, binding the mesh. Yeah, yeah. So they are trying to change the shape, make some changes in the shape. So yeah, yeah. So in that bone is standing first in the among the deformers. Bone is standing. So we are trying to understand the bones. Okay, this is where we can draw the bones on that, and then how to bind the mesh with the bones on that. We are trying to understand. So like this, you can seeing the. I will send you the YouTube link. You can see and practice it. Um, any doubt you can ask me in WhatsApp like that. Yeah, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be looking at the next lesson in the rigging only. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That is you. That is if you can see it and make it no, it'd be nice. I feel. Is it possible? Is it or how in the class only you want to do it? Oh, okay. You try it. You give it a try. Then we will see if it is needed. We can do it in class like that. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we will do any because it is taking time, no? That is why I'm. So anytime if it is recorded in the YouTube, anytime you can take it and see it. That is one. That is advantage. Hands-on practice. Okay. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, yeah, we had. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we will do that. We will do that. No issues. We will do that tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So thank you.